All right, everybody, welcome back. KJCR, JimmyChurchRadio.com. I am your host, Jimmy Church, for SyndicatedNews.net. Shoot us an email to Jimmy at JimmyChurchRadio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio, YouTube. You know what to do. Live in the studio here in Burbank, California with Hilton J. Palm, Charlie the Sheckinator Sheckman. All right. I'm going to talk about Sandusky real quick and his fabulous lawyer, Joey Amendola, who says he's looking forward to questioning the witnesses that are up against his client, including any alleged victims who will testify at next week's preliminary hearing. He said, and I quote, "Although the preliminary hearing is not a trial, but simply a probable cause proceeding, we will, for the very first time, have the opportunity to face Jerry's accusers and question them under oath about their allegations." He's actually, and that's a quote, that's an unquote, he's actually stating he's looking forward to putting these victims on the stand and tearing them apart. And he's right, this is not a trial, this is a preliminary hearing. Now, you do have a right to question the accusers. He's absolutely right. But he needs to be, A, gentle with the media leading up to this, and B, he needs to be gentle at the preliminary hearing. He's going to freak everybody out. The media, the judge, a potential jury pool. You got to be careful. These are victims. You don't want to go up there and try to turn these victims into liars. By him dropping the under oath bomb, he is insinuating he's going to try to trip somebody up. I have said it so many times, I can't believe this is the best attorney that he could find, Jerry Sandusky, in Happy Valley. I've said it, I'll say it again. Obviously, he was the first guy listed in the phone book, Amendola under A. All right. Some more revelations in Happy Valley. Joe Paterno. Now, just let me do a brief recap really quick. We have Jerry Sandusky at the top of the list. Underneath him is the Second Mile Charity, where he has allegedly raped a bunch of selected boys from the Second Mile. The Second Mile Charity is a $27 million charity founded and run by Jerry Sandusky, the accused child molester from Penn State. The Second Mile's board of trustees is a long list of people with money. Now, you would like to think that Jerry Sandusky and Second Mile were off on their own and autonomous, but they weren't. You would like to think that its involvement with Penn State was minimal, especially after the original set of allegations came down and investigations that the Second Mile knew about. Joe Paterno, on the other hand, you would like to think that he was separated from the Second Mile, and Graham Spanier and Gary Schultz, who worked for the university, who didn't do anything about the original charges that were brought forward by against Sandusky, and Mike McCrary and the witnesses and everything else. But no, the Second Mile is smack dab, intertwined, entangled, and is snared in a spider web. What am I talking about? Listen to this. Chew on this. Paterno and three fellow investors, including longtime Second Mile board chairman Robert Poole, who we have talked about on this show on numerous occasions, secured financing to build a $125 million luxury retirement community in 2002. Get a load of this. Called The Village at Penn State. Built on Penn State property. Paid for by Second Mile investors. With Joe Paterno. Paterno was also partnered with the same team of investors in developing a golf resort, a nearby restaurant and hotel, a bottled water company, a coaching website, and a chain of convenience stores. The Retirement Community Project had entrance fees of $500,000. Paterno himself appeared in a 2005 ad saying, "This is a great place. Look at it. I want to retire here myself." Since the project was being built on Penn State property, they need to make it a nonprofit. So that nonprofit was created. Who was going to run the nonprofit? None other than Penn State's former senior vice president for finance. That's right, Gary Schultz. Guess who thought this project up? Guess who conceived of this project? Fired Penn State president Graham Spanier. If this isn't a filthy, dirty, creepy bunch of individuals, I've said it a million times. Follow the money, it'll set you free. For syndicatednews.net, I am Jimmy Church. For jimmychurchradio.com, I'm pissed. I'll be back right after this.